go.
There we are.
There we are once again. La la la. Pretty fast. So, hello everyone. And as soon as I see my face, I will start. Yep. Pretty good. Okay. Yep.
Good.
Hey everybody, welcome to this live show from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Hello there. And this is From the Couch. This is a show we have every Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Starting next week, that means 2000 hours UTC because we change our time this weekend. So it means our reference to Universal Time changes.
True.
So 2000 hours UTC starting next week, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, North America. And my name is Gilles. We are from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This show consists of gaming and tech news of the past week, what's interesting and amazing, and let's hope that you enjoy our show every week. And of course, this is my co-host Gabriel. How are you?
Good day. I'm pretty good. What about you?
Not bad, not bad. Like Tim, waiting for the new build of Windows 10 and looking every 10 minutes to see if something's new.
You can say every 10 seconds.
Oh, it's almost always. Yesterday I was really, I gotta say, really pissed off at the fact that at 6 p.m., about 6:10 p.m., Donna Sarkar said, well, okay, there won't be any builds today. Ah! I wanted a build. And of course, I told you about the
bet that you
the
took?
bet that I took. So if anybody sees me as playing guitar in a Christmas suit, you guys will know why at some point. And here is our mascot, Paul the Cat, or DX, depending on what name you want to give him. So of course he has to say hello to everybody.
Hi, Paul.
And hello there, Paul. And nice to see you. And I know that everybody enjoys seeing you. So, hey, we are happy to be here. Hello, everybody in the chat room. Nice to have you all on board. And really cool to see everybody from around the world and around the United States. And, of course, we will start our show. I believe it's your turn to start this week?
No, it's yours.
It's mine.
Yep.
I never remember who actually, it's time to start. So, okay. We're going to start with Windows phones. Those things that nobody buys. And, the things that nobody buys, but everybody that owns one says it's the best phone they've ever had.
Yeah.
Well, Microsoft made some changes this week.
Okay.
It was kind of interesting because, at Christmas time, they sold off pretty much all of the phones they had. Then they disappeared from the store everywhere. And we thought, okay, it's over. Then in January, new phones appear. And it's like, okay, did they find them in a warehouse somewhere? Are they still making some? And finally, they sold them again after a month. And now they've redesigned the US store. And it's almost impossible to find a phone there.
Oh.
So
that's a bummer.
Is that Microsoft saying, well, we're sorry, but we messed up or something? I don't know. It's really sad. You know why? Because they are fantastic devices. I think we do need to have diversity.
Yeah.
I love having iPhones and Android phones and Windows phones, and why not other phones? Why not have a choice of operating system?
Yeah.
Instead of having two major dominating players. And what's nice with that is that at least you have something different. And who knows? Microsoft says we have an abandoned phone. Doesn't look like you're putting a lot of efforts in it though.
But the App Store is the big problem on Windows.
It's a major issue, and it's even worse because the App Store, the apps that work in Windows don't work on phones. They have to be what we call universal Windows platform apps to work. So that means the App Store for phones is probably half of the App Store for Windows, which is probably
oh my God.
100 of the app stores of everybody else.
Yeah.
So, and you know, when your favorite app isn't there, it's not cool. It's not fun.
No.
You know.
If you cannot even find games like Angry Bird on the Windows Store,
Yeah.
that
You know,
sucks.
everybody has fun with this or that. You know, just look at Pokemon Go. Everybody has Pokemon Go except not on Windows Phone, and you know, it's sad, but I think it's really making making sure that I don't know. And what I especially find complicated
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that the market share of Windows Phone was eventually at about 3, almost 4%. So
Not that
4%
bad.
is small, but you're there.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
you're
getting
there.
there. You're getting there.
And they dropped that. And you know what? And the last numbers I've seen are the ones from February at the beginning of the month. And Windows Phone didn't even register in a percentage that they could actually give us
Okay.
because it's below 1%. And below 1% is in they have like a 2% error. So it's like, okay, well, there's no Windows Phone. And it's sad because everybody that has one, I've seen some people actually have, and my clients, a few of my clients had one. I even thought it was cool. I actually found them really cool when I could, play with it. They loved it,
They look cool too.
and they are powerful. They're really nice. Everybody says they're more intuitive than even Apple stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they're well designed, but you know what? I don't know. It's I think it's they've messed up here a lot, and it's really sad that they've messed to a point where it's kind of disappeared.
Microsoft never mess up.
No, of course not. They
Never.
never mess up. Of course. Windows Millennium, Windows
If-
Vista.
if only all department into Microsoft would talk to each other, maybe that would help too.
Yeah. So, anyways, they haven't abandoned apparently. There's some third-party companies that are making some Windows phones, but
Yeah, but
when you got from 4% to 0, I don't think you're gonna climb up again.
nope.
I think you missed the chance to do something, and you didn't. And Microsoft didn't advertise them. Microsoft didn't, do anything to
No,
have us see that they exist.
no, I don't. I don't recall really seeing advertisement for Windows Phone either on TV or on the internet. Not really.
The only ads I can remember from Microsoft on TV are for Surface
Yeah.
tablets and things like that, but I don't see and Windows 10, but I don't see. I haven't seen
Advertisement for the
advertisements
phone.
for
No.
the phones.
I read about it, but not proper advertisements.
So
Well, I guess we'll see, but
I'm a little.
maybe.
I'm a little distracted by an ad on the right side of my screen. Not this one. There was the other one before that says, "Do you have a fatty liver?" What? I'm on a tech. What the hell is that ad doing there? Yeah, the cat is watching me. So
Must have been because you went on beer websites.
yeah, that probably. So, anyways,
Right.
I think we can say I'm really sorry, but I think we can say bye to phones. I don't think that
From Windows.
we'll have any more Windows phones. Unfortunately, and it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. So, what about you?
Well, I could start with the Nintendo Switch. I don't know if you've heard about it or
I don't know at
No.
all what that is.
no. Don't talk about Nintendo, eh?
Mm,
Not really.
is that an obscure company that sells condoms?
I think so. Show me your Nintendo. All right. So a lot of stuff came out this week, as you know, the console hasn't been out for a week yet.
Would have been better with Show Me Your Joy-Con.
So, shall I start with the good news or the bad news first?
Um, Usually we always start with the bad and then we go with the good at the end.
All right, so let's start with the worst one. There is a slight possibility if you buy a Nintendo Switch that you end up with what's uh, likely called a blue screen of death,
A blue screen of
which
death.
means that you open the console and all you see is a blue screen and you cannot play anything. Nintendo said that yes, there were some cases of that happening. That means that for some unknown reason, this console is a fluke, and
Okay.
just return it and they will replace it. It's not a problem.
Okay.
But this could happen, and I can imagine someone buying a $300 console and just getting home and see his blue screen and be like, oh crap, there's no more at the store. But one thing you can do, you can ask if you go buy a Nintendo Switch to open it in the store and to plug it, check to make sure everything works well before buying it.
Okay.
You can ask to do it in the shop, in the store, because if there are 2 or 3 of them and the one you're trying doesn't work, well, you can already take another one instead of going home, then coming back, and maybe there's no more.
Okay.
But if, speaking of screen problems, if you have dead pixels,
And they said it's normal.
they said it's normal. It's not considered an issue by Nintendo at the moment.
Can I add my little something on that?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Over the years, laptops, TVs, I've seen people tell me, oh, I got to return my TV or my laptop. There's a dead pixel here or there. And what one of the things, okay, I'm sure that the people that buy them, a lot of them are like, I don't want to have a dead pixel on my screen. And yeah, I can understand it, especially if it's annoying. You say you're looking at my screen here,
and
there's a little dead pixel in the middle that's just there. Well, that's all you see, and I understand that. Yet, did you know that LCD panels of any size usually have up to 1% of dead pixels?
No, I didn't know.
And it's acceptable. It's if the panel has 1% dead pixels, they will ship it. It's in the accepted norm of dead pixels. Because in some things, for example, that screen, there could be a dead pixel in here, but the pixels are so small
that we don't see
we don't really see it unless maybe we do a pattern. And actually, there are tests that you can do to see, because since the pixels have different colors, you have to do an RGB test, because it could be a red pixel or a blue pixel or a green pixel that's dead. So depending on the colors, doesn't show. On moving things, often it doesn't. You don't see it.
Yeah.
But up to 1%. And you know what? I can imagine that probably they have that same 1% possibility.
But the thing is that since the screen is small, you see them a little bit more than
Maybe because the resolution is smaller.
Resolution is 720p.
So maybe that's...
And, for 1 pixel, I would not complain. But of course, if you get 3, 4, 5, that starts being quite a lot for the size of the screen.
That's a little annoying, I gotta say.
And speaking of the screen, did you know it's not made of Gorilla Glass? It's made of plastic. Which means that it is easily scratchable.
Yeah, plastic.
And we saw a few people on the internet posting pictures saying to be careful when using the Nintendo Switch when you put it into the docking station, because the edges of the dock can scratch the screen. Of course, this can be easily resolved with a screen protector you can buy at the dollar store.
Yeah.
But still, they could have used something just at least a little bit stronger, Maybe not a top-shaped Gorilla Glass, but, something better than plastic. So that's for the screen. You spoke of the Joy-Con before we started the show, actually.
And is it? Because my understanding is only the left one.
The left Joy-Con does have connectivity issues. From what I saw, it really is from the hardware inside. It's not necessarily a Bluetooth problem or a distance problem. Of course, if your Switch is behind some furniture and signal have trouble reaching it, yeah, you could experience some issues, possibly.
I wonder if the Joy-Con has some kind of firmware that can be updated somehow.
I believe so, but the thing also is that since both Joy-Con can be used separately, the hardware inside is not exactly the same. So if they do an update, they have to take into account both Joy-Con to make sure that everything will still work well.
Okay.
But there's another podcast I listened to, the guy did play like 50 hours of The Legend of Zelda, and he said he only had troubles like 2 times.
Okay.
So it's not something.
It's not something
big,
that is that big of a problem, but it could be there.
It could happen, and if you're playing online, like playing Splatoon,
it's
enough to be a real bummer,
Yeah. Okay.
When you have your enemy in sight and ready to shoot, oops, you start going left. That's but
I wonder if it's every console also. Maybe it's
I
not
don't know
everybody.
I don't know. There have been many reports, but I don't know if it's every consoles.
Okay.
What else? Oh yeah, of course, about the Joy-Con, but also the console itself. Don't apply any decals on it. People like to put stickers and decals and other stuff to
kind of personalize
it.
Yeah.
Don't do it because any kind of adhesive will damage the controller, the coating on the controller or the station. This was found out by the brand accessory maker who was experimenting for making decals for the Joy-Cons and everything, and they said, okay, our stickers, they damage the coating, so probably every stickers do, so you should not use any unless you want to leave it there forever.
Okay.
And when you see the pictures of what it looks like when you remove a sticker after, it's pretty ugly, there's real damage to the coating there.
How much is that console?
$300.
And it's easy to scratch.
US dollars.
Easy to damage. The left Joy-Con disconnects.
PlayStation 4 is $300 right now, and
well, you know what? If I would spend $300 for something gaming, I'd buy an Xbox One.
400 Canadian.
I'd buy an Xbox One.
Yeah.
And even the Xbox One is cheaper than that Canadian.
What else? What else in the bad news? Don't worry, there are some good news coming. If you use a micro SD card, well, that's.
I can add another bad news. There's no games for it yet.
Yeah, too. That's right. The eShop only has 9 games at the moment. Only Zelda and a few other and 1-2 Switch are out, and a few others here and there.
We'll get sued because nobody buys Nintendo Switch after our show.
Micro SD cards, you cannot share them between consoles or even use it for something else. Once you put a micro SD card to add memories, it gets bound to the console.
Yeah, and it's probably formatted in a unique way that the console wants.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
But still, it means that if you want to use it elsewhere, you have to remove everything on the card. What else? Do I have another bad thing to say?
Bad things.
No, I believe that's it. Okay, so the good news now about the Nintendo Switch, because said like that, when you put everything in like this, it looks like this console is a fluke by itself. But it's not that big of a deal when you see that it's not every console that has issues, it's not every players that have problems. So, it's been less than a week, and at the moment, it is the fastest selling console for Nintendo ever.
That. Yeah.
Does this mean anything? Yet, not really, but it means that it is promising, at least a promising start.
At least it has a good impact. I've seen that they are sold out everywhere.
Yeah, they're mostly sold out everywhere.
Have you seen that? I don't know if you've seen it. I saw something this morning about a place. Was it GameSpot or I don't remember what place that promised there would be some available. I just saw really
No,
fast go through.
No, I didn't see.
They promised there's going to be some available, and then it said, but there's a catch.
No.
I should have read the article.
Okay. That was not eBay.
Yeah, that's there's a lot.
I believe the big moment when we will see if the console will have the impact that Nintendo wants to is next Christmas. Because yes, now of course you have The Legend of Zelda, which of course helped sell the first batch of consoles. But for Christmas you will have Super Mario Odyssey that will come out.
Okay.
Many other games that are interesting, and at Christmas we will really see if the consoles is in good shape.
It's
and I also think that Super Mario. You remember the trailer of Super Mario Odyssey we saw during the Nintendo conference?
Yeah.
My opinion is also that I think the game is almost ready, but they are waiting until Christmas because they want a big game for the holidays.
And you know that the Joy-Con works with the NES Classic Edition? Thanks to an adapter?
Yeah, I saw something about that also. The Joy-Con works with the NES Classic. So yeah, Christmas gonna be important for the Nintendo Switch, and hopefully it doesn't end up like the Wii U. Oh, by the way, the Joy-Con, just coming back on it, is also compatible with PC, Android,
yeah, I saw
Mac,
it was it was the Joy-Cons
like any other controller, which is a good thing, I believe.
Okay.
Because it means that if you want to use a controller on your PC games and you don't want to buy another one, an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, you can use it.
Okay.
Though both are not considered as one. So you will, if you have both Joy-Con, your computer will see two controllers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that was said.
Just trying to see if I can find that article, but of course.
Oh yeah, of course. Did you see that the Switch is relatively easy to repair if you have a problem?
Really?
iFixit?
Yes,
these guys that just
they took it apart.
They take apart every possible technology devices and tells you if it's easy to repair or not. Okay. And according to them, the Switch is really easy to repair.
Okay.
That is, if you can get your hand on the pieces you need, of course. But easy to unscrew, to undo, and to change stuff. They gave it an 8 out of 10. So that's good, and they really checked everything: the tablet, the docking, and the Joy-Cons. But of course, we don't recommend you repairing your own console because this will void the warranty automatically.
Okay.
Anything else for the Nintendo Switch? Oh yeah, we talked about it earlier. The fact that Netflix and Hulu is not on the console yet.
Not part yet. But they did announce that it's eventually going to come.
They are talking about it. They are speaking with Netflix and Hulu about how to implement it. The president of Nintendo America, Regis Fils-Aimé, told journalists that for Nintendo, Netflix was not the most important thing to bring to the console at launch. It was not what would make the console sell or differentiate it from its competitors. Before anything else, the console, this Nintendo Switch is a gaming console, so they wanted to put the focus on it playing video games before playing movies.
Okay.
And anyway, even if it had Netflix, the online services, most of them are still not online and won't be for like another 3 weeks.
Okay.
So it's not a surprise, but it is coming. It will be there someday. We will have Netflix on the Switch. We don't know when, but yes, they are planning to.
Okay. Huh.
I think that's
That's
about.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
Bed and switch.
Yeah, for a quick topo of what happened this week with Nintendo, that's about it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Any questions?
Um,
There will be an exam later.
What's the console name? Nintendo Classic? No.
Super Famicom?
Super Famicom. That actually is a good question. A good answer for a question of somebody that you really should know if they know their stuff.
What's the Japanese name of the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
The Super Famicom.
I don't know why it sounds Japanese, and it's like they have these crazy names anyways for everything. It's like, you're gonna watch a show about a restaurant and they're gonna call it, I don't know, the Super Happy Fishy Hour or something like that.
Yeah, that or the translation is bad, one or the other.
Yeah, it could be the translation's bad, actually.
Because I speak a little bit of Japanese, and I can tell you of cases where the subtitles, the translation was quite bad.
But I gotta say that when you look at the Japanese game shows, you know what? I'd like to have some here.
That's where the Human Teachers game started.
I'd like to have some here.
The Human Teachers game, that's where it started. We had some here, I believe.
At
least at one season of it, I think.
I was looking at stuff on YouTube and I came across one where, yes, a sumo wrestler was farting in the face of contestants that were not answering correctly their questions.
Do you remember
only the Japanese do things like that?
Do you remember the unbeatable Banzuke?
Oh man.
On I think it was on G4.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That looked nice.
Well, it was kind of entertaining to watch.
It was
entertaining to watch.
Well, the announcer was more entertaining than the rest.
Are you still subscribed to G4? Does it still exist?
No, it doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore.
No.
You know what was sad about G4 is it degraded so much with reruns of just old stuff. I remember last time I was there and I actually went to my account and changed the channel to something else. It was like maybe 3 years ago, and I still remember seeing a show with Leo Laporte talking about, hey, Windows 98 is here. And I'm like,
no.
What?
Now, what I remember of G4 is before we had unlimited bandwidth at home, it was the only TV channel on which I could watch the E3 live. Yeah. Every conferences were on G4.
G4 it's sad that it's not there because G4 was the Canadian tech channel, basically. Yeah. It was a 24-hour tech channel.
But I believe, since...
it's the equivalent of CNET in the United States.
Since the young don't really watch TV anymore, I don't think that's much of a surprise that these channels are disappearing slowly.
Yeah.
But the problem is, most of them are not migrating toward the internet. And that's why they died.
Yeah.
Just look, we had a lot of tech shows on TV before. And now where are they?
Yeah.
They are dead, and the channel itself is raising its prices, its fees for you to be subscribed.
And there's people like us making content on the internet.
Yeah. And
so,
they don't seem to realize that, okay, right now we have 20 people watching live.
Yeah.
But after the show, many people will watch us.
Yep.
And while people are watching us, they are not watching TV.
They're not watching TV.
And for us, it's not as much, let's say, as CNET, who have a lot of people. But when you have...
But one day will be as big, I can tell you that.
Today, the Canada. Tomorrow, the world. The day after tomorrow, the galaxy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We might meet the Guardians.
Really? I just need to check out. Somebody said something and I'm sad. Please. Not be true.
What is it?
No, she didn't say nothing yet. We have no idea right now if there's an insider build or not. Sorry, I didn't want to change the subject.
but it's all right.
Donna Sarkar.
But yeah,
Donna Sarkar right now are still looking at the data. Here, what I see is they're looking at the data. Still not yet said there won't be any bills. So unless you've seen something I didn't.
The DJ Hacker does resume what I'm thinking. Using Netflix and Hulu and other websites, TV is not good anymore. I don't watch TV except for sports, and even so, you can watch most of your sports on the internet.
You know what? One thing that tells you how TV will have it will have a really difficult time. I'm married to someone that was a TV junkie. Okay, literally. I mean, when I met, TV was on all the time, and we'd watch TV all the time, and it's like, okay. But one thing I gotta say, when I started showing Netflix and started showing stuff on YouTube that we have on our big screen TV, I can tell you one thing, that little box, that big box there that I have, the DVR with the cable in it, is probably used less than maybe 10 hours a week.
Well,
and I think that's 10 hours is being
generous. My father discovered Netflix not so long ago, and he really likes it. And even for me, I'm gonna be 25 this weekend. When I'll be in my own apartment, I won't have cable. Something that's nice here that you can do if you have either the Bell Wi-Fi or Bell phones. You can download the Bell TV app.
Yeah.
And
you can do it with Videotron also.
Yeah, and you can watch whatever you want on demand. You have like 5 free hours, and then you pay. I believe Bell is like $3 per hour. That's cheap.
Videotron here gives me an app that everything that I'm subscribed to on the cable right now is free to watch on my tablets, PCs, phones.
But let's say you unsubscribe.
Even Super Channel. If you unsubscribe, they have a package. So you got your internet package plus, say, $25 a month, and you choose a certain number of things that you want to see.
And that's a lot cheaper than cable.
But personally, I would even do that because I gotta say, if I lived alone here, there would be no cable TV.
They would not be for me either.
All I would have there is a computer. That is what I'm doing, and you use the smart apps in the TV, Netflix and YouTube and stuff like that. And that's it. That's it. I mean, there's so much content, and even more, if you start searching YouTube, really searching YouTube, man, there's stuff in there that is incredible.
On YouTube, you can find stuff like every Jackie Chan's movie in Chinese with subtitles.
One of the things that I noticed on YouTube also is often, for example, the other day I was on the list of the top 10 best science fiction movies of the 50s and 60s.
Oh.
And I like to watch these old things because it's kind of cool.
And you still see the strings on the flying saucer?
Yeah. And the funniest thing is almost all the movies that were listed there, if you search on YouTube, they were available on YouTube, intact, exactly.
They are
as the original.
Many movies on YouTube.
Have you ever watched The Day the Earth Stood Still, the original?
No.
You have to do that.
Okay.
Have you watched the new one?
No.
No either? Okay.
I don't have to.
Anyways, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
So if you want to watch something someday, it's a 60s movie about a flying saucer that arrives.
Okay.
And watch it because you'll like it. I'm sure you're gonna like it. It has this little something about it, and it's quite cool. And it shows probably the reality of how our military and the people would react in such a moment. So, anyways, were we talking about that?
Does that resume it?
So, welcome to Movie Week. And what did you see this week?
I watched anime on Netflix.
You watched anime? I watched. What did I watch? I watched a movie. Oh, I watched Independence Day Resurgence on Netflix.
No, no.
Because I hate it in the movie theater.
Okay.
But you know what? I watched it on Netflix again, and I was like, well, it ain't that bad, finally.
Nah, I prefer the Rurouni Kenshin in One Piece.
If you want. You didn't watch Guns? What Gonzo? What was that?
No, not yet. Not yet.
You have to do it. It's really
Well,
nice.
if you can make 36 hours a day, that would work with me, and yes, I will watch it.
Somebody asked me this week, with how do you do it? Do everything and do so many videos in one day? And I believe it's Tim that said, well, he never sleeps. So, okay, let's continue our news. Well, I'm going to keep one major news that I have for the next one, and I'm going to just jump to the Android market share.
Okay.
Because I'm going crazy that I don't have Nougat on my Galaxy S7, and I know why. Because
you should have told me. I would have bought some nougat before coming here.
My provider, which is Fido,
I would have
is
put
blocking it.
I would have put some nougat on your phone. You would have been happy. It would have been sticky.
My carrier is blocking Nougat, and I hate them, especially for the price I'm paying every month.
Oh gosh.
So, anyways, Android usage. There's a very interesting and comprehensive little chart that shows you how everybody's on old versions of Android. So, iPhones like that guy has, they're always up to date too. The last number that I saw, I think, was 78% of people were on iOS 10 now. So, let's compare it just for the fun.
Oh,
for the fun of it.
By the way, the screen of the Switch is roughly the size of the 6 Plus.
Okay.
Not
pretty much the same size screen.
Just
a little
FYI.
Slightly a little bigger for me. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't compare. So
is that the
slightly bigger here?
Is that the Galaxy Plus?
No, this is the
regular
just
one?
the S7.
Okay.
S7 Edge is even bigger than this. So
that would be too.
But I think that's a pretty nice, size screen.
If I can do everything with one hand, I'm happy.
So the Android market share is kind of nice, because we're looking at how there are different versions of Android, and people are still stuck at old versions. But sorry, guys. If you're on version 4.4, what was that? That was the case. That's better than the phone. He just removed his case, and imagine if in that few short seconds he dropped the phone. It's like, okay.
Well, I remember one morning getting up, and I take my phone, and for some reason it just slips. I have it. I'm holding it really like this.
It slips.
All it does is.
Well, it is kind of slippery.
And I swear it went all the way across the room.
Oh, nice.
Nice way to start the day.
I had this crazy girl throw mine across the bathroom, but that's another story.
If that was
don't get any ideas, guys, okay? A crazy girl, because when you say a crazy girl just threw it across the bathroom, now there's all sorts of images that people will have in their minds. No, I was at a party and she was drunk.
Crawl to your phone, baby.
So, anyways, KitKat version 4.4. I like the names of the operating systems for it. So KitKat 4.4.
Do you have KitKats here?
I mean, no. You know what? Every time I talk about KitKat, I feel like I want to have one.
All right. Next time you talk about Android versions, tell me which one, and I'll buy everything.
Oh, let's do it. You know what? We'll do it. We'll take every version of Android in one episode, and we'll have gingerbread, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kats, lollipops, marshmallows, and nougat.
I'm game.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
All in one show.
That'd be so cool.
I'm game.
So, we're completely nuts. So, I wish we had them now. Okay, that's going to be a lot of sugar, though.
I have no sugar limit.
Well, I don't have diabetes, so
What's the problem?
let's heat
Okay,
our heart
so
out. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk about not food, but Android versions.
This is supposed to be serious.
And really?
No.
Okay. Android KitKat, which is, we're at 7.1 technically now. I'm at 6 because of my lame carrier. But 7.1 is supposed to be what we have now. And the funny thing is, KitKat 4.4, that's an old version. Almost 22% of all the phones. Lollipop, if you take both 5 and 5.1, it's 33%. And if you take Marshmallow, this is what I have, 30.7%. So, you know what? Older versions actually are more important. KitKat 4.4 and Lollipop 5.1. If you just take that, it's more than half of all the Android phones and tablets right now. And these versions are a few years old now. So, it's just like, that is what I think is the major problems of Android. Now, okay, you're going to tell me, yes, it's true. It is true that, Android phones are dominating right now. There are more Android phones than there are iPhones. But you know what? I have one thing that I want to ask you about iPhones. Say Apple decides that there are 20 designs for an iPhone. Would you find that really cool? That you could choose a design of your phone, what it looks like?
Yes.
Or are you just satisfied that it looks like that?
I'm satisfied with what it does, not by how it looks.
Okay, because you're not a girl.
Yeah. I don't need I don't need a pink iPhone.
Women wants it pink and this particular size, and
I don't care what black, white, or
I gotta say one thing.
Whichever, I don't care.
I said that.
I don't need the blue, red, green, yellow with pink dots. I don't care.
You know what? I gotta tell you one thing. For as long as I had iPhones, I was happy. And then I got this, and I noticed this, and I was like, well, this looks nice, actually. Except you don't drop it because it will crack on that side also, and not just on the screen. Like I believe I think what's the other iPhone that had the same thing? It had glass.
The iPhone 4. Yeah, it had glass behind.
Yeah. But I gotta say that two people that I know that are big fans of iPhones, looked at my phone and said, "Man, your phone is so beautiful." And I was like, they find my Samsung phone beautiful. So there's something there. I think part of the fact that people, of course, a lot of Android phones are cheap and $0. But
I believe many buy the iPhone because for what they do, it's all right, and the look of the iPhone, it's an iPhone. They buy an iPhone because it's an iPhone. I believe many people do that.
I am the tech guy, so I chose my S7 because everybody said this is the best phone ever. And I gotta say, even a year after, it's more than a year old now, it's still one of the best phones out there. And I gotta say, okay, would I still be happy if I had waited a month and a half and bought a Note 7 that exploded? That's another story. But I gotta say, unless Apple does something amazingly fantastic, I'm not going back. I'm not going back, but my needs are different. I'm the tech guy that likes to play with the stuff. So having the open software that I can, just remove the little switch that says, oh, not don't install from the store. You can install from somewhere else. Things like that doesn't exist on the iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
maybe someday I'll switch it. It all depends on what I want to do and how much I will have to pay in
I'm
the end.
not I'm not the kind of guy that says, oh, one is better or the other one's better, or it's like, for me the iPhone is a beautiful phone. The operating system for people that have absolutely nothing, they don't nothing at all, is pretty cool. I mean, it's yes. If I have one thing to say, it's much easier to use an iPhone for the first 2 hours of your life than to use an Android phone, which is, I'm sorry, really complicated at some points. You got to understand things. And I had more people ask me questions about how the hell do I do this on my Android phone than people ask me how do I do it on the iPhone, even though there are some things in the iPhone or the iOS operating system that are kind of weird sometimes. But I think both operating systems are great. But the fact that Android has so much difficulty updating, and you know why it's the major issue? Because the reason why, for example, my carrier is blocking the update is because once the update gets here, they'll get an avalanche of calls of people saying, I don't know where my email is anymore. I don't know where Dad does things anymore. I don't know how to make a call anymore.
Isn't that how you make money yourself?
And yeah, but the problem is the carrier stuck with tech support, which is not their job. Their job is selling you phones. So, but you know what? I always find that that's kind of I don't know, a wrong reason. Personally, I think there's still a lot of people when Apple pushes an update. I'm sure there are tons of people that are calling up and saying, with the update, I don't know where this is anymore, or I don't know how to do this anymore.
Well, not really, because nothing changes place.
Well, it doesn't change that much here either, but I'm pretty sure there are people calling up and saying, hey,
Yeah, maybe.
or my phone is slow.
My phone is slow.
Yeah, if you have an iPhone 5.
Yeah.
You never tried it, but you should try my iPhone 5 since it's on iOS 10.
Oh, yeah, I can.
I can tell you one thing, it's crap.
Yeah, of course.
It's the crappiest phone ever now.
Of course.
It went from a great phone to a crappiest phone ever.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Well, of course,
they want you to.
If your phone
they want you to buy.
If your phone was made 5 years ago, there's a chance it has trouble running today's.
Well, the iPhone 5. How old is the iPhone 5? We're at iPhone 7.
7, 6S, 6, 5S.
Oh, it's old.
5 years.
Wow, it's really old.
So
okay.
Yeah, it's old.
Of course, I had a 3-year contract, and it wasn't the newest phone when I got it, because I was cheap and I didn't want to buy or pay for a phone. So, the difference with this one is I did pay $250 to get it, which is different. And I was lucky because I was supposed to pay $400, but they made a mistake. So It's so sad. So, anyways,
you should have made a complaint.
Anyways, I know Android is still the one that dominates, but man, kind of difficult, and it's kind of something when you see that it's so complicated to update all these phones. I can tell you that. Yeah. The S8 looks really, really nice, by the way. Samsung Galaxy S8 looks like one of the most advanced and cool phones. But I am very curious as to what the next iPhone will look like this year.
They better do something that... Bless you.
Sorry.
They better do something that will change the iPhone in some way, because since this is the iPhone 6, and since I bought it, I haven't seen any real changes.
But there's no reason for you to change.
No.
There's no reason for you to change.
No reason at all. My contract ended a few months ago, and I don't plan on renewing it.
It's a great phone. It's a great
anytime
phone.
soon, unless something really cool happened next. September they launch it. Next September.
Probably September, yeah.
So unless something super cool happened until then, I don't.
I've heard rumors that there's a Apple event that might show up like the end of March or early April. Okay. It's not announced yet, but that's not for phones. I think they're going to announce like iPads stuff like that. They haven't upgraded iPads in a little while. So, I like both iOS. I like Android. But, I've moved to Android for personal reasons. And I like the phone. I like the fact that, it's pretty cool. And, Android has pretty much all the apps now. There's not a lot of apps that aren't available on both platforms. It's not like before,
Mm.
I'm going to get a Nokia 3310.
Oh,
That's going to
yes.
be defunding to be able to play Snake.
Well, at least you will be able to drop it as much as you want and it won't break.
The funniest thing about that, is what? Is that, well, I'm not sure. It doesn't look as good as the original for that. But you know what? I have to say, I did play Snake a lot of hours when I had the 3310 back then.
Oh god.
Gotta say it. Oh
God.
god.
I played it in Flash Player.
So what else do you have to tell us, my friend Gabriel?
Today, if you have a PlayStation 4, the firmware 4.50 is finally out, which is really good news because it brings a lot of new stuff for PlayStation that gamers have been asking for a long time.
Okay.
First of all, the support of external hard drives to install games. Since the launch of the PlayStation 4, you could not use an external hard drive to put games on it.
Okay.
If you wanted a new hard drive, you had to, of course, buy one and change it inside the console, and then
That's not a good idea for most people.
And then make sure that it wasn't hard to change, but it was, to make sure you have your save files back up, and then reinstall the PlayStation OS.
Okay.
So that everything works well. I told you my story because I don't read instructions that much. I spent like 3 hours figuring out how this works. Changing the disk was easy, but then
Having it working is another story.
So, error type EC000144. Okay, Google, what does that mean? Okay, I have to do this.
Yeah.
I do that. Okay, error EC011246.
I'm always amazed at these error messages. It's like, are you talking to real people, or is it just like, is robot talk? Another computer will understand me or something?
Anyway, now you can use external hard drives up to 8 terabytes to put games on it on your PlayStation 4. The only thing you cannot do is save your games on the external hard drive. It will still be on the consoles. Okay. And that's, I believe, to avoid any piracy and, bringing it at a friend home and just doing
Let's do some copies.
Yeah. But you need a USB drive 3.0. So if you have an old hard drive, it will not work. You need new hard drive with USB port 3.0.
Okay.
That's important to note.
Okay.
The update is also bringing us the boost mode for those who bought a PlayStation 4 Pro. You know that the performances are a little bit better than the original PlayStation 4.
Okay.
And not every game got patches to upscale the game for the PS4 Pro. So the boost mode will kind of balance it so that games that did not have any patch will look better, at least a little bit, a more stabilized frame rate, maybe shorter loading times as the processing power will be increased.
You have a PlayStation, and of course it has updates from time to time.
Yes.
Have you ever seen compatibility issues with older games sometimes or stuff like that? Does that happen in consoles on PlayStations?
No.
Okay.
With older games on the console, no. From previous consoles.
Yeah, but I'm talking really on the same console. You get updates. And
no, I never had
some games.
I never had any trouble.
Okay.
I never had any trouble.
Okay.
And the boost mode, better loading time. Oh yeah, the update also bring us some new features for the PlayStation VR, as the software of the PSVR also gets an update.
Okay.
2D images should look better when when you're using the cinematic mode in small or medium screen. You will also have voice chat for remote play on PC, Mac, and Xperia devices uh, with your PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation VR.
Okay.
And PlayStation is also launching a community application on iOS and Android,
Okay.
which there was already a PlayStation chat you could use, but now it will bring you more stuff. You will see your friend's invitation, the PlayStation Network status on the application, and community updates, what's going on. And I think it's really cool. It was something that was due to come out, mostly the external hard drive support, because going into your console to change stuff, like you said, it's not a good idea for many people. It's not that it's hard to do. You have like just remove the top and 5 screw to undo, but still it's after that putting back your save games, and even just the fact that now I changed my hard drive in January, and if I want to play a game that I had on the old hard drive, I have to reinstall it completely.
Yeah, because you change the drive.
Yeah, so in some case that means, okay, well, I want to play now, not in 4 hours.
I wonder if there's not a way to clone that.
I don't really. Maybe there is, but
I don't have the hardware because
no.
I'd be curious. I'd try a PC cloning software that just clones bit per bit on the other drive, and I wouldn't be surprised it works.
But at least with the external hard drive, you don't have to reinstall your games once.
Yeah.
Just remember on which drive they are.
Yeah, it's like reinstalling on a new computer or something.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Or changing your hard drive or stuff like that.
Yeah, and most of the time you want to reinstall the game, but okay, you installed the game, but now it also has to do all the updates.
Yep.
It did since launch.
Yep.
So okay, instead of an hour and a half, it's gonna be 3 hours.
Oh man.
Oh well.
That's kind of.
I'm gonna put the console in sleep mode and I'll play tomorrow morning. Good night.
I wanted to play this game that I haven't played for 2 years, but I decided to forget about it.
Yeah, I'll wait another 2 years. But
Okay.
Anyway, now what I do is just I install the games while I play other games, and it's just downloaded in the background.
Okay. Yeah.
So PlayStation 4 update 4.50 out today. If you're a PlayStation 4, you have no choice but to do it anyway if you want to keep playing. So.
Okay. Did you know that? Do you think governments and the CIA and all of that is, trying to hack into our computers and our devices?
I believe they are our friends.
Oh, really?
They are protecting us.
Yes, against bad guys apparently, eh?
Yeah, the bad guys that lives underground.
Yeah. So I decided to do it as a special report because I wanted to talk about this. So since you had like your 3 hours of Nintendo Switch, here's my 3 hours of everything happening.
Okay.
So people are talking about toilets and Clorox. Okay.
Yeah. I'll listen to you and not look at the chat for a short while. Okay. So.
Okay. So.
CIA special report.
Yeah. Well. Okay. We've learned thanks to WikiLeaks. Or do you know what Vault 7 is?
I heard about it before.
Vault 7 is kind of it's a big thing that includes WikiLeaks. It includes Julian Assange.
Okay.
And they actually are looking into all sorts of information that they find here and there. And of course, one of the information that it's like a 28,000 document thing. Okay, there's 28,000 documents in there.
Okay.
And it tells us that the CIA has been or has or had so many tools to hack into everything.
Okay.
Everything. And it was the first part, because this is just the first part, by the way.
Okay.
Apparently, there's like 30,000 other documents that are coming. So basically, the first thing that we wanted to know is, okay, is that true? Because it could be fake stuff.
Yeah.
So somebody looked at it, and including Edward Snowden,
Mm-hmm.
and said, after looking at many of the documents, he said that looks pretty authentic. And I wouldn't be surprised that that is totally true. So what information that we have in there is amazing. First of all, I got to say one thing, okay? There's a update to the article that I posted that I actually put the link, and there's a few updates here. So in the updates, they were saying that there's, a lot of companies that responded, because one of the things that's happening right now is many companies are affected because there's hack in everything. And a lot of the companies are actually updating and saying, okay, here's the straight dope on this. So first of all, okay, I think the good news we have to understand is Google, Apple did say that pretty much everything that is in those documents is already fixed. That means you can't hack it anymore.
Okay.
They fixed the flaws that made them possible. The other thing is, Vault 7 actually sent to all the companies these documents that concern them specifically before releasing them on the internet. Meaning, Samsung, Apple, Google, everybody, Microsoft, they got the documents saying, here's what they can hack.
Mm-hmm.
So that companies can look at it and say, ooh, we got to fix all of those things. So that's the update that I have here that was added March 9, which is today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the really interesting stuff is that Samsung smart TVs are possibly spying on you.
Oh, God.
And I'm happy I have a Toshiba, but you probably have one on Toshiba too. But mine doesn't have a microphone or a camera, so it shouldn't be able to know much about me, except the movies I watch on Netflix. You might be interested to know that I'm actually watching a Nazi documentary.
Oh, so you're a friend with PewDiePie?
No, please. Let's not put this channel down. So your Samsung Smart TV can spy on you. Okay. Now, it's apparently fixed, but there was a number of flaws for iPhones and Android. But there's one thing also that I found interesting, because I watch a guy that is a security expert and that knows really well how things work. And that was interesting because the iPhone and Android flaws, to have them exploited, they needed to be in what we call a man-in-the-middle attack. That means you needed to be in a place where they could actually kind of put themselves in the middle to watch the traffic. And they had to use third-party apps very often. So, for example, if you were using Snapchat, they were using a Snapchat flaw in order to see things through your iPhone or Android phone. But they couldn't do it directly through your device. So, it's bad, but it shows that depending on what you do, you're maybe not at risk. So there's things like that. The other things, any operating system is at risk. Whether you had Windows, you had Mac OS, you had a Linux device, they had hacks for all of these devices. So, and they were able to actually infiltrate on the internet. And take this. If you downloaded an image file or something to put on a USB thumb drive or a DVD, they could put a little routine in it that you didn't even know about that would send out all sorts of information about you from your operating system. Connected cars are affected. They could actually hack into your car and know where you're driving and what you're doing. This is crazy. So,
And you know what about all of these? They take so much information out of us that in the end, it doesn't make us safer in any way because there are so much information coming in, they cannot filter everything to just pinpoint what is good and what is bad. Remember that case of just a guy looking for a backpack and then fertilizer the same day on Google. And he had the FBI drop at his home.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Amazing. Just to complete this, one of the funny things is the CIA statement.
Oh, God. Oh, I didn't read it.
Okay, the first one. CIA's mission is to aggressively collect foreign intelligence overseas to protect America from terrorists, hostile nations, and other adversaries. The second one, which is you just can't believe it when you see what just happened with the hacks. It is important to note that the CIA is legally prohibited from conducting electronic surveillance targeting individuals here at home, including our fellow Americans. So, okay, we're all everywhere and around the world spied on by the CIA, and the Americans are not.
Yeah, right.
And the American public should be deeply troubled by any WikiLeaks disclosure designed to damage the intelligence community ability to protect America against terrorists. Yeah, right.
Nah.
Yeah. That's like statements that are like, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So anyways, lots of things, and pretty much it tells you that every device we have in a world that we are connected through everything is just
Skynet.
Amazing, because now
Skynet is coming.
Yeah, of course. I already see it with, Google is Skynet, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. So, let's hope that Terminator pays AdSense. So, anyways, everything we buy is a possibility of a risk. And, when you look at how they did it and how they do it, you just have to be careful. We want to have, we're the first ones. We're the first ones that want to have all that tech also. We want that smart TV that has 1 million apps. We want that robot that does everything. But having that type of technology with us brings the possibility that we might be spied on. And I don't want to, one thing that I just think is that rules should really, really be enforced so that agencies cannot do that in that way. Mm-hmm. You know what? You know how many hackers they actually hired at the CIA?
Many.
Hackers. Okay? According to a report that I saw, at least 1,000 hackers, full-time job at the CIA. That's like, okay. Of course, if you're a hacker, you want to have a job, but still.
Yeah.
There's a moral issue also in there. It's like, we got to stop saying that for our own protection from terrorists, we got to spy on everyone.
It doesn't protect us from anything.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And you know what? I always say that the majority of bad guys are stupid, but there's this little part of the bad guys that are intelligent. And if you
those who manage
if you say, well, we're spying on this, come on, they're not going to use that anymore. What they were saying the last time. What was the terrorist act? And it was in France. Oh. They were communicating through the PlayStation network.
I think yes, some of the communication went
So
True,
that
yeah.
means, look, they know that some part of the internet is not a good place to be. They use a network that is
Nobody
pretty
watches
pretty innocent, gaming stuff,
while playing Call of Duty, you know.
you know. So practicing killing people on Call of Duty with
Grand Theft Auto, that's better.
thinking of putting a bomb somewhere. But anyways, I don't think I think these are useless because
Yeah.
and most of the time it's too much data.
And when they find out what's going on, it's already too late.
I don't think anyone
You know,
spying on everybody is
how many
productive.
how many criminals are just your average Joe who's liked in his community? Nobody would have thought he would do something like this.
That's actually the best terrorist. The best terrorist is nobody knows. He's nice with everybody.
He goes to church every Sunday.
Yeah, God is his savior for some reason. And sorry, I don't want to. I don't want to have no respect for people that do believe in God. But anyways, CIA is a great organization that's spying on us through our TVs. So why not? Why not?
Mm,
So Okay. What's Naughty Dog?
game company.
Okay.
They make
Oh, I think I saw Haps with that. Is it possible?
maybe, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about the
Naughty Dog. That sounds
the
Naughty
Naughty
wrong.
Dog company, makers of Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, and Last of Us.
Okay.
You know, the last Uncharted game came out last year.
Okay.
And DLC is coming out. I'm not sure when. I don't remember the date exactly, if there was one given. But Naughty Dog stated that they would not do another Uncharted game after this one. For those who don't know, Uncharted is a PlayStation exclusive game, kind of like Tomb Raider, but with more action. It's like, Tomb Raider, but with a guy.
Okay.
And they made 4 games starting in 2007 on the PlayStation 3. And they told us that, Uncharted 4 kind of wraps up the story of the main character, Nathan Drake. And the upcoming DLC, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, will wrap up the whole story of the universe. So
I'm sorry. Yes.
Naughty Dog won't be making any game of this. Of course, Uncharted is a PlayStation property, not a Naughty Dog property. So if PlayStation wants another one and Naughty Dog refuses, they can ask another company to make it.
Okay.
But they are not planning on doing another because we already know that Naughty Dog is working on Last of Us 2.
Okay.
And they also want to move forward, they want to make other games and kind of, they want to change. They want to do something else.
Okay.
It's fun to do something that brings money, but it's also fun to be creative. And every company do have limited resources, so they cannot work on 20 games at once. So they have to make choices.
There's a lot of companies, unfortunately, that have this great success with something, an app or a game, and they just have a really hard time trying to find something new.
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about Naughty Dog because, like I mentioned, in 1994, Crash Bandicoot put them on the map on the first PlayStation. Then they had, of course, the Uncharted games. They did The Last of Us, which is also really, really good. Last of Us 2 is coming, and I believe it was shown at E3 last year, and everyone went crazy. And what else, we don't know, but I'm not worried about them. They are a big company, a big name, so I'm not worried. Every game they made was actually good.
Okay.
It's one of those companies, every game they made, it was good.
It was good. Okay, that's cool.
So no more Uncharted after The Lost Legacy.
Okay.
And we will have to see what happens then.
Do you know how important we are? When I search on Twitter, I get my shortwave radio's Twitter feed first, then From the Couch Guy second, and Donna Sarkar third.
Oh.
That's how popular we are. We're as popular as Donna Sarkar on the Insider team. So,
Who's in the chat today?
hello everybody in the chat room. Say hello. Fast Load. I liked Fast Load's comment. That's why I started laughing. I saw Fast Load's comment that said, what was it say? Fast Load. I hope you don't beat your meat in front of your TV. CIA is watching you. I like that.
He beat his wife.
Oh man.
He's beating his wife in front
Oh
of the TV.
man. Hey everyone, Danny Shortwave and Radio DX. Nice to have you here. Bobby Burgess, Tim Robinson, Fast Load. What do we have? Miss Lady Catherine.
Grateful
We
Pearls.
have
We
Grateful
saw her.
Pearls. We have
Jacob Anderson earlier.
Kirkland Duguay.
That doesn't sound American.
Well, you know, some of the last names sometimes are very, very unique. Somebody was telling me on the radio show that they have a Les Tourneaux in their TV shows, which is an American English-speaking person, and the only reason he knows how to pronounce my name is because of that person on TV. We have DJ Hacker. DJ Hacker, we have Esadev, Scott Griffin. Say hello if we missed Jacob Anderson, I believe.
Yeah.
Anybody that I've missed, anybody we've missed, say hello, please. We want to make sure that we don't miss anybody. Hello there, everyone. Still looking. You know, I look like some crazy guy. He's walking.
No, you are.
As he's walking. As he's talking, I am looking at Donna Sarkar's feed every 2 minutes. It's like, will she say something about a build or something? So no, I did not, Bobby Burgess. So cool to have everybody here. So anybody have questions? Anything? Just
Jeffrey Kropp. Hi.
Jeffrey Kropp from New Hampshire. Thank you for the donation, by the way. Very, very nice and very cool. And by the way, if people should, for some reason, help us out, where should they do that exactly?
By watching us on YouTube first.
Yeah, first. That's a big thing. You know, if we could get 1 million views a week.
1 billion.
You know, 1 million views a week, we'd have a paycheck. We'd have a paycheck.
What? You mean you're not paying me today?
Well, yes, I am, in beer. No, actually, you brought your own alcohol.
No.
So what are you drinking exactly?
Rum and Coke today.
Rum and Coke today.
Yeah.
He's exotic today. He didn't want to have my beer.
Fin du monde.
Because this is fin du monde, and I gotta say, you gotta really enjoy it, you know, or have a specific taste because it's a little harsh.
Once in a while I like it, but
I actually like it when it's very cold. When it's very cold, it's really good.
Not every week.
When it's hot, it's extremely horrible. But when it's cold, it's good.
So anyone who wants to help us, you can make donations on PayPal using the address fromthecouch@outlook.com. And of course on Patreon, become our boss. Patreon.com/fromthecouch. Every donation is appreciated, whether it's $1 or $1 million.
No,
we take $1 million donations, by the way.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Right. You're watching and you want to give us a $1 million donation. We'll even take the plane and get it in person.
Yeah.
No problem. Huh? What do you think? We'll take the plane and take it in person.
Deal.
And you get there and it says, I got $10. Yeah, Miss Lady Catherine. You know what? I was telling him that a friend of mine that brought a spiced rum from Cuba, and I really, really thought it was amazing. I don't like rum, and the spiced rum was amazingly good. I gotta say that. So, gotta tell you that. One thing that we have to say also is that later tonight we are live again.
Yep.
We will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 0:30 Universal Time, so midnight 30 for you, Tim, with retro gaming again. And tonight, the Atari 1040 ST, an old computer from the 80s, pretty much at the same time. Same time. Yep. And Tim Robinson, of course, generous donation last week.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, of course.
So yeah, after the show.
And so at 7:30 p.m., 0:30 retro gaming. We will have the Atari ST, and we will have live us in a sports game playing together.
Oh my
and
God.
we're gonna suck at it. I can tell you that. We're gonna suck at it. But we're gonna have a game. You know what? Fast Load name. Okay, Fast Load's name comes from a cartridge
Okay.
for the Commodore 64 that was called Fast Load, and it was made by Epix.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna play world games made by Epix.
Oh gosh.
So tonight we'll show how we suck at world games on the Atari 1040
Well, you know,
ST.
I suck at sports in real life anyway, so.
I don't remember what the events are, but it's like log rolling. There's another one that's like what is it?
Log rolling. Was it made in Canada or what?
You know what? That was. I think it's the World Games. Is like they didn't know what to do anymore, and they just took these weird games from everywhere around the world, log rolling and stuff like that. So, anyways, it's going to be an Atari ST night, and next week will be. Let's decide right now.
Let's decide right now.
Are we doing this every week? Retro gaming?
I'm game.
Your game?
Yeah.
Okay, it's every week.
I'm gonna do it.
So every week, 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
It's okay?
Yep.
I like 7:30. I know it's kind of puts us in a little rush.
Well, between 7:30 and 8, let's say. If
yeah, but we're gonna have
anything
a strict time because for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah,
7:30.
weightlifting. There's weightlifting in World Games.
Well, as long as we don't eat crab dinner every week.
No. We'll order food or stuff.
All
It doesn't
right.
matter.
All
Like
right.
if you didn't have, we're really eating crab dinner tonight because we don't have a lot of time between this show and the next. So we're eating crab dinner. But I don't know. We'll order pizza and stuff like that.
I don't care.
So I wanna have everybody here, and so 7:30 p.m. tonight, 0:30, and I actually did a very advanced Twitter post on my Twitter that is gonna happen this morning. I posted it's gonna happen tonight. So let's hope we have more than 3 people watching. I think 4 was the record last week.
Yeah.
I think at some point there were 4 people.
It was decided kind of.
It was last
on
minute.
the fly.
It was very last minute.
Really last minute. Yeah.
So, anyways, anybody have anything that they want to ask, they want to say? It's fun to see everybody here. I'm still waiting for that damn. Is there going to be a build today? Come on, Donna Sarkar. Come on, baby. That was bad. So we want to have a build. Because, I actually, for those that were not on, I forgot to put it on the our Twitter feed.
I'm going to retweet it.
For those that weren't there on Tuesday, we were actually talking about the next build of Windows 10, and I kind of made a wager. So I made a bet that if the build today should be, or if this week we should have a build. Okay, if it's not today, I think tomorrow will be a build. It's going to be one of those rare build Fridays. But you know what? I promised that I said that it was going to be build number 15051, and that it was going to be the original, the official Creators Update. We would have it now, a few weeks before everybody else. And that if it wasn't the case, I would be in the next show on Tuesday dressing up as Santa Claus and playing a song on guitar. So I hope we do have the Creators Update and that it's build 15051. Because I'm going to have to you know what? The worst part is I have to actually restring my guitar. I have to put new guitar.
Oh, God.
So, Miss Lady Catherine says, no build, going to see you in Santa suit. No, the bet is if it's 15051 And, you know, I'll play you guys guitar anyways. But it's nice to see them everywhere showing up all the time. What are you doing?
Well,
did you tweet 12 times or something?
Because he posted a tweet about the gaming we're going to do after the show. And I just went on every other Twitter account that I'm using, either my personal or from this show, or every Twitter account I have access. I retweeted and liked with every one of them.
It's just funny because for the past 2 minutes, there's this pop-up all the time on my on both of my computers. Like, okay, on Twitter, the Proud Geek said this. On Twitter, the Proud Geek said this. It's like, what the hell?
On Twitter, Gabriel
said this.
Oh, God. But I'm done now.
Well, at least the notifications are working.
Hey, want breaking news?
Yes, what is the breaking news?
You still playing Pokemon Go?
Of course.
Legendaries Pokemon are gonna come out this year.
Yeah, I did see that today.
It was announced not so long ago. So, we've been waiting for it for a long time. I want my Mewtwo, my Mew, my Articuno, my Zapdos. Name them.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want them also.
So.
California games. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
They're going to be
Yes.
very rare, at least as much as these evolutionary items in the Pokestops.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't find them really often. But, yes, it's going to be cool. And
I'm level 28 now.
I'm 29 and a half.
What is that? I look like a woman on this thing.
What? Well, change your appearance. That's your problem.
I look like a woman on Pokemon Go. I don't know. Okay. Sorry.
So, yeah, legendary Pokemon coming out this year.
Okay.
Maybe soon. There's just It's just rumors, but it was said by Niantic.
I knew it, Fast Load.
So we'll see. But yes, I want my 3 legendary birds and Mewtwo.
I got this Pokemon I didn't have today.
Which one? Which one?
Which changed into a Ditto.
Oh, what did it look like? I'll tell you which one it is.
It looked like that. It's a thing with a leaf that like dangles like this all the time.
That would be okay. Which color was it?
It was, I believe. Let me just think about it. I believe it was.
Oh, was it?
Kind of yellow with a green leaf.
Okay, yeah, I know which one. Okay, what's its name already?
It looks like a man.
I know which one you're talking about.
If I've seen it, maybe it should be there.
Maybe it will be there.
So, anyways, I said, "Oh, cool! I don't have that one." And then it changed into a Ditto, and I was like, "Go to hell!"
Sunkern. This one. This one?
Nope.
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 Then
Wait, I'm gonna go to my Pokédex and check if it's there.
It was not a Seedot.
It was this thing.
Go down. New
go.
Pokemons
New
are
Pokemon.
down.
What number did they start at?
151 and more. No. Let me check. It not down. Okay, no, go.
Wait. I saw something that was.
No. You saw Miss Drevis.
Apparently.
Cool. I didn't know they were there.
This one.
Chikorita?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Oh, you're so unlucky. That's one of the starters.
This is what I saw here, just 2 corner streets.
Oh, well, you know
the first thing.
You know the bet we
The
took?
first thing. And I was like, oh, cool, I don't have that one. And I caught it, and then it popped up as a Ditto, and I was like, please, come on.
In the bet we took, this is one of the 3 you must catch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other 2 being Cyndaquil and Totodile. I haven't seen a Totodile yet.
Oh, man.
Cynthia does have a Chikorita.
I don't want to have Dittos anymore. I don't want Dittos anymore. So, what's your app of the week?
My app of the week is app of the day.
Oh, your app of the week is app of the day.
So, it's an old one, but my guess is that not everyone knows about it. There are applications that tells you about applications that gets free every day. So every day there is an application that normally you would pay one, two, three, sometimes $10
Okay.
that gets free. That you can download for free and keep.
Okay.
And the only way to be sure about it is to download the application called App of the Day. And like today, the application is Photo Swipe File Transfer Photo. Yesterday it was Quell Plus. I don't know what it is, but it can be a game, can be a tool, can be anything. But it's cool because you get free stuff every day.
Okay.
And if you're not sure, just download it and try it.
Yeah,
It's free.
I used it for a long
It's
time.
free.
I used it for a long time. I don't know. Is it? Did I?
And
I never checked it.
there are many applications called App of the Day, and every one of them are good. I'm using this one.
That one? Okay, this one here.
Every
so
one
it's
of-
available for Android.
And every one of them are good.
I never tried it for Android.
And yeah, check it out. I mean, you get something free every day. And like I said, most of the times there are apps that are worth $1 or $2. But I think it was last week. It was the Infinity Blade 2 that was free instead of $8.
Wow, that's a good
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I already bought it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so try it out. Just search in your app store, App of the Day.
What's your app of the day today?
The one here is Photo
Oh,
something.
okay. Here's QR code reader for some reason.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not
So,
the same for.
No, but it's the same app. It's the same app. So app of the day is available for Android also.
But there are many applications going
Yeah,
free.
it's phone only. Phone apps only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are many.
Well, phone, tablet, because
it's
available for tablets
There
also.
are many applications going free every day. So like I have this one here, which is App Advice Daily, which gives me like 6, sometimes 5 or 6 applications that either are going free, or that have rebates on it.
Okay.
So instead of being like $8, this one is $2.
Okay.
So just search in your app store on your phone, and just try the first one, and it's gonna be fine. You can try the other one too, because
Thank you for that. You know what? I had that app on iPhone, and I never occurred to me, and never remembered that it was on Android.
Sometimes there are really cool things
Yeah, there's
popping
some.
up.
No, there's some junk, but there's some cool stuff.
Of course, there are some junk.
The important thing is check every day, and it's pretty cool.
Yes, some games were nice enough to play. A few hours, you had your share of fun for $0.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about a app that is interesting it's a little geeky, okay? I got to say it's a little geeky tech, but IP tools.
IP tools.
IP tools will...
To help you pee?
Not really. It's going to tell you all sorts of information when you're on a Wi-Fi connection. It's going to give you your IP address, first of all. And, if you're a gamer that needs to put its IP in some game, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it's available on iOS.
It's also on iOS.
For $1.
Oh, really? It's free on the... Well, it's free with ads on the...
Okay, it's $1.39 in Canadian.
Okay.
Like the Pro version is like $3.
Now, I got to say, IP Tools has different apps that can connect to it.
Okay.
So once you look at it, so first of all, you have information. Okay, it's telling me right now, for example, my phone, I got a signal that's 80%. I'm at 130 megabits per second. It tells me my provider, my IP, the name of the SSID of my router. It tells me what internet service provider I got, and all sorts of information about the frequency and everything. But what's cool is that there's an option where you have, for example, you can say, scan my ports. Are there ports open on my router? And so if you suspect that maybe some illegal activity is happening on your network, it will tell you all the ports that are open, which is normal, which is not. Network connection. The LAN scanner is going to tell you every device that is connected on your network right now. So if I do a LAN scanner right now, It's going to tell me that my device is connected. Hopefully, I really hope to. It's going to tell me that, okay, there is a Apple device that's connected. It tells me that there's a Microsoft Corporation product that's connected, which is probably this one.
I can connect a second one if you want.
It tells me that I've got another computer that has an ASCII Corp Wi-Fi card, another one with a Belkin International card, and so on. So it tells me everything that's connected on my routers right now. There's DNS lookup. There's one thing that's really cool also, and it's called Traceroute. But it will require you to install the visual Traceroute app. What the hell is people calling me at this time of day? Hello, this is somebody wanted to say that you should buy our products.
You want a trip to the Bahamas?
You know what? When about half an hour before we started, I got up to shut down the phone, and for some reason, something else came through, and I was like, okay, and it just, and
do you have a recorder?
Who cares? The hell with them. So, anyways, visual traceroute is cool because what it does.
Microsoft Tech Support.
Oh, at least we could have answered. That would have been fun. So, visual traceroute will tell you, for example, say I want to go to www.google.com. It's going to actually show you on the world map the route that it took on the map for that server to answer to you.
Okay, and when you see that route it's taking, like right now we see it's going from Montreal to California.
To California, you can see it here.
And now you are telling me that when we go in a foreign country, we have to pay for extra data.
No.
Why? Why?
That's another issue.
It's already going to California right now.
Anyways, IP Tools is kind of cool. If you're a little geeky and you want to know a little more, you're going to the call is going to ask your Wi-Fi password. It's one of you guys calling me.
It's to make your Wi-Fi safe. We need your password to make sure nobody's going to hack into it.
So
and send us $25 via check to cover the fees.
Yeah. So, anyways, hey, you've won $25 million. Please send us your details of your credit cards. So, anyways, IP Tools, cool little geeky tech app, but
more
kind of nice.
Techno app more than geeky.
Well, yeah, but it's still geeky.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I got 14 notifications from the Proud Geek and Gabi 131. I wonder.
Who's that?
Who's that? So, still looking at Donna Sarkar and saying, well, there's nothing happening except, an hour ago she said, the eavesdropping I wish I could have done. What the hell?
Oh, well.
We're trying to figure out the update thing now. We'll know more at 3 p.m. post-flight ops. That's 6 p.m. So, basically, in the next 23 minutes, she's going to tell us, no builds today, I'm sorry. Oh, man.
That's funny. Bobby Burgess on the chat is mentioning that he would like to go to the Six Flags New Orleans Park. And did you know that actually we have a Six Flags Park in Montreal,
Park here,
La Ronde. And I believe when I buy the season pass, I might actually have access to the New Orleans Park. That's cool. Like half of the Six Flags Park in the world, you have access with the season pass.
Oh, really?
La Ronde. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a international Six Flags.
Yeah, it's not every park.
Oh.
But enough park to have fun if you do a road trip in the US.
Kind of interesting.
And so that's cool. And well, while you wait for your build, I'm just gonna go on with my last news for today.
Yes, please.
Have you ever played Outlast or heard of it?
I heard of it, and I don't think I've ever played it.
Okay, well, we know the second game is in development, and by the way, Outlast is...
What is
Who
this?
the heck is that?
Okay, I'm going to answer. I'm sorry. I'm going to answer And if it's some kind of idiot, okay, we're gonna get it.
Better not be the idiot I'm thinking about.
So the number says it's
the camera is gonna drop.
Camera's gonna drop.
Okay.
What is that?
What's number?
Okay, hung up. Sorry. Here we go.
Sorry, guys.
Everything's dropping.
Everything's going perfectly fine.
So everybody call.
So who called?
What is that?
Who called? My mother?
What is CNESST?
CNESST? Let's ask Google.
CNESST. Whatever that is. I'm gonna go P, by the way. I'm up, so why not go P? So.
Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
So it's in French.
Yeah.
Commission des normes de l'équité, de la santé et de la sécurité au travail. So it's like the how do you put that in English?
The workers' commission.
Like the workers' commission responsible for health and safety and equity. And I don't know why they are calling here, because I'm not your employee. Oh yeah, that's it. I made a complaint because you were not paying me.
Okay, now I understand. He's the one that complained that he hurt his back last time in our show, and now he complained against my company. So why the hell they're calling here?
I don't know. Alright, so back to Outlast.
Okay, they had the wrong number probably.
It's an horror game.
Oh man.
You know, this kind of escape game in which...
Are we still pretty much middle? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of escape
we almost
game
had a disaster with the camera.
Where you can just, you walk, you see something, you can only run.
Okay.
That's this kind of game, and you have to solve the mystery behind what's going on.
Is it PS?
Wherever you are. It's
Xbox
everywhere.
Is it on PC also?
Yeah, on Steam. You can buy it on Steam.
You know,
And one of these games...
This is not the first in the series. It's a series, right? Or is this the first?
It's the first.
Oh, okay. Then I'm mistaken with something else.
Yeah, it's the first. And the second one is coming out on April 27th. It was announced this week. We know it's been in development for quite a while. No, excuse me, April 25th.
Okay.
But the physical copy on the 27th with the trilogy of the first game, DLC, and second game.
Yeah.
And this is one of the scariest game. I didn't actually play it, but I've watched a lot of videos.
Okay.
And if I'm to play it, I'm buying some diapers.
You don't like these games that are like really...
I like the game. It's just, I cannot just bring myself to just say, oh, it's a game. Nothing will happen to me for real. But it's the everything inside this. We're talking about virtual reality games on the helmet we tried last week. One of them is called Valley of the Dead. And I played 2 minutes home and it scared the shit out of me. And I was like, okay.
You don't like horror stuff. You're not the type of guy that really will...
I will not be the first to say let's go watch an horror movie on Halloween while it's raining and no moon.
Okay.
But it's not that I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
It's that...
Well, actually, that's the cool thing. It scares your ass off.
I'm gonna be the one shouting like a little girl.
I like horror. Little girl.
Yeah.
I love horror movies.
Yeah. If you've never seen a guy just hidden under his shirt and not wanting to watch the movie, that's gonna be me.
I'm sorry, but there's a disturbing moment on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's funny because ban Gabriel for language. It's funny because it reminds me when I was young, and my sister and my dad would watch horror movies all the time. And the way that the house was built where I lived when I was young, to go to the bathroom, you had to go through the bedroom of my parents that always had that gloomy window with weird lighting. And I would go and and pee, and it's okay. Then they start watching their horror movies, and I would go pee, but every time I would come back, I would be running because that gloomy window just scared the hell out of me. But anyways, I don't get scared much, but I gotta say one thing. There's one movie that actually scares the hell out of me for some reason, and it's The Fog, but the original Fog from 1980, where there's this little village that there's the fog comes ashore, and it's like pirates that were massacred 100 years before that get into town and that start, killing everyone. And for some reason, the feel of that movie is just incredible. And if I watch that at in like midnight and have to go alone in bed, I gotta say, I even today I'm still a little like, oh, okay, that's scary. But I don't know. I like a good horror movie. I like good horror movies. It's I think it's John Carpenter's The Fog, which John Carpenter had great movies. The Fog.
Isn't that the first guy who won $1 million and wants to be a millionaire?
No. John Carpenter's The Thing is also amazing in Antarctica, and they find this alien in the ice. That's pretty cool. Also, these are great movies from when I was young. So no, it's John Carpenter's. John Carpenter that made The Fog. Not The Fog, not the Mist, or I think it's Mist. The one from man, what's that horror movie? Forgot his name, anyways. Anyway, The Fog from John Carpenter is pretty good. I like that. So, okay.
What else you have to tell us?
What else I have to tell you?
That's interesting. For once.
Next week I'll be a woman. No, that's not what I want to say. I like that. Okay. So one of the things we never thought we'd see is Windows Server coming to ARM.
Okay.
So, do you know what that means? Okay. We've got Intel chips, AMD chips, for PCs, and servers pretty much run Intel chips or AMD chips, but that's pretty much it. Now, Windows 10 has a possibility of running on emulation with ARM devices. Okay. And because ARM chips are now really powerful, actually, Microsoft has decided that servers will be running on ARM, and that Microsoft itself will be implementing this on their own servers first, and then slowly across the board.
Okay.
But it's we already had the announcement. Windows 10 is about to become Windows 10 on ARM, and not a version that is not compatible or anything. It's because ARM chips are just so powerful now that Windows 10, the real version of Windows 10, is running on emulation on ARM, and Microsoft is dead serious. And I think one of the things that this means is that, it's kind of a look at Intel and saying, yo, your chips are too expensive. And we've got these ARM chips that are really powerful, much less expensive, and that can run our software on it. So, ARM servers coming, Windows 10 on ARM is coming. I mean, that's going to be interesting. I can't wait. You know what? I'll be happy, and I'm sure I'm going to show you. I'll be happy the day that Windows 10 comes to ARM, and I'm going to show you guys on my Galaxy S7 or S8 or whatever. Hey, I've got Android and Windows 10. I just dual boot my phone. I think that's going to be cool. I think that's going to be really, really, really cool. So Windows Server, it's something we never thought would happen. I mean, Microsoft is surprising us with so many things with Windows 10, and recently with the Linux commands in Windows 10. You can now really install a Linux command line in Windows 10. It's part of Windows 10. There's ARM stuff. I mean, I still remember when Steve Ballmer was there. Steve Ballmer, a few years ago, said that Linux was a plague that should be eliminated, that ARM processors were the worst thing that ever happened to technology. And now we've got a new Microsoft that says, well, Linux, why not? And ARM processors, why not run Windows 10 on it?
Why not?
That's the new Microsoft that I kind of find interesting. They're still not perfect, but it's kind of interesting. And I think it's good news, because I think that we're in a moment that's pretty cool. The AMD Ryzen CPUs, really powerful stuff, half the price of Intel, more powerful than Intel. That I think is going to kick Intel's butt. ARM with super powerful processors that can run in. I can already see a laptop that is an ARM processor but running Windows 10 on it. And it's like, wow, really, I've got an ARM processor. ARM is what drives our devices. Your iPhone, my Samsung.
All right.
This is totally driven by ARM.
So in 6 or 7 years, when I change again Surface, I will have a Surface Pro with an ARM processor?
With an ARM processor, yeah, probably. That's possible. That's totally possible. And that's the funniest thing. It's totally possible. And they are 100% compatible. You can still install all your favorite software because it's an emulation running on ARM. So it means it emulates the exact environment of a PC.
Okay.
It's not because, you might not know that, but a few years ago, when you bought your first Surface.
4 years.
Okay, it was a Surface Pro.
Yeah.
They had Surface without the Pro name on it. And that was running on AMD. It
was the Surface
ARM.
RT. The Surface RT.
Surface RT. Yeah. That ran on ARM.
Yeah, I think so.
That was incompatible with everything else, because it was a special version of Windows running on something that cannot run anything else. So people bought that because it was a cheap alternative, but then they said, hey, I can't run my favorite program on it. So that was kind of sad. This is not that. This is emulation, and I saw a demonstration of that. And I can tell you one thing. The first thing that I was scared of is, emulation might be slow because it's a little more intensive for the machine to do an emulation than the real thing. But what I saw as a demonstration, it's not slow at all. It really kicks butt. And I can tell you that it's really cool. So Windows servers on ARM architecture coming to a town near you soon. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. We've ran out of news. We've ran out of news.
No, we don't.
What? What did you just see?
I just saw that we have the date for the release of the premiere of Game of Thrones Season 7.
Oh, man.
Season 7 of Game of Thrones will premiere on July 16th. It's a little bit later than we're used to. Usually it's in April, but we know there was some delay in the filming because they had to do a lot of winter scenes. But Game of Thrones Season 7 coming on HBO July 16th. Woohoo!
Okay. I don't know if you've seen it. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a very funny story. I am a fan of a show on Netflix that's called Stranger Things.
Oh, that's cool too.
And while watching my own videos of course, I saw an ad for Stranger Things, which is probably the next season.
Yeah, season 2 is
But you know
coming.
what? I just can't watch the ad because I'm not allowed to. So I had to ignore it. And every time I see it, Stranger Things, I just so want to see what they're gonna say.
Well-
So you know what?
Well, just go on
Google.
YouTube. Just go on YouTube.
Google, note to yourself, yes, YouTubers might want to see an ad sometimes because they really want to know what's in it. But anyways, when is it? When is it? When is it?
Watch it.
When is it?
You know.
Okay, I'm gonna watch somebody else's videos.
Yeah.
I should watch. Okay, I'm gonna watch your videos until I see the ad.
Why don't you just search in your YouTube bar, Stranger Things season 2 ad?
I watched your news bulletin the other day, and I there was an ad, and I have this automatic thing about, oh god, I got to stop the ad because if I watch my own ads, I'm going to be blocked forever. And then it came to me that, well, it's not my account. Why should I block the ad now? So I watched it. So you got like 2 cents probably thanks to me.
And
I hope you're gonna share
You
it.
said something that activated Cortana somehow.
Oh, hey Cortana,
Oh no, don't start again. Don't start again.
display porn. Hey Cortana, go to Pornhub. We want to see it on his PC.
We don't have to ask Cortana for that. Just type a P in my.
Come on. Hey Cortana. Hey Cortana. Go to Pornhub.com. Will it work?
I don't know. Slash, I don't know. Oh well.
Oh man. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. We digress
Yeah.
from our main event.
You know, as
Fast load. Oh man.
And if I
Okay.
may add just one
Yes.
last thing, for those of you who do like video games, on Origins, the Electronic Arts gaming platform on PC, Siberia 2 will be free.
Siberia too. Yeah.
for,
It's true. It's free.
For a limited time.
I did
So-
see that also.
and all you need is an Origin account. You don't have to pay anything.
I almost, you know what? When I saw that, I almost wanted to get it just to, because it's been a long time. I mean, when was Siberia 2 released? It was a long time ago.
I don't know.
I mean, what? Your
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Wow, that's 13 years ago.
Yeah.
13 years
Yeah.
ago. So
I was finishing elementary school back then.
I remember playing that with my sister, man.
And also Steep, a game from Ubisoft about okay, Ubisoft game
All right.
Steep, which is a sports game about extreme snowboarding, extreme skiing, extreme paragliding.
Okay.
We'll have a free demo for the weekend on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And if you like the game while playing the demo, you will be able to buy it at half the price this
Okay.
weekend only. It's for those who like snowboarding, skiing, paragliding, and in extreme ways. So like with an avalanche following you, or paragliding from the top of the Everest. I don't know. That's not my type of game, but that's cool.
Okay. Okay.
You can play it for free, a demo version, and buy it half price if you like it. This weekend starts tomorrow and Monday.
Cool.
Steep
Cool.
from Ubisoft.
Steep from Ubisoft. Okay, I got nothing more, but I don't want to stop right now.
Okay.
I want to continue on. I want to wait for Donna Sawcar a little bit. Donna.
We'll give her 15 minutes.
Tim loves Donna. Tim wants to meet Donna personally.
We'll,
I don't think that's possible, but
we'll give her 15 minutes. Because
and I'll probably
we have to prepare for another show after
yeah.
that.
You got to prepare craft dinner.
Yeah.
So I had another thought. There's a little little shop just here in the corner. I was thinking we could get like hamburgers. That's also another possibility.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. It's
Craft
up to
dinner
you.
for today, hamburgers next week.
Okay, crab dinner today, hamburgers next week, and they're actually really good. So, hey, Viper Boy, Tommy, nice to have you here. Pretty cool. Anybody have a question? Anything they want to know? And yeah, tax cuts, by the way, are for people that don't exist. I don't understand, and I don't see anybody that has a regular, normal life really have tax cuts.
Nah, me neither.
Oh, put some sausage in your. Well, I don't have sausage. I don't know what we could put in our craft dinner or something. Anyways, I like craft dinner once in a while, like once a year. No, once or two a year. I don't know why. Just reminds me when I was young. Okay. Any news item? Let's. What's your main news source? Where do you go to first in the morning? Where do you go first?
I go to the French website jeuxvideo.com.
Okay.
But apart from that, I really use a lot GameSpot.
GameSpot, yeah.
GameSpot for
GameSpot is
any
pretty
gaming
good.
news. Polygon is really good. Of course, I watch CNET and TechRadar a lot
Okay.
because I do want to
Tech
know
Radar's
about
not
technology,
bad.
what's
Tech
going
Radar's
on.
not bad.
And once in a while, I really like Kotaku.
Kotaku.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a website.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, really?
And it's just there are a little bit of everything on that. You
mean we have to use the internet?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a little bit of everything on that. You will see articles from you have linked Kotaku, Gizmodo, Lifehacker, The Root, a little bit of everything about geek. There's no real category. I cannot really just see I want gaming news. No, it's you go there and
it's general stuff.
General, yeah.
Okay.
But once in a while they come up with some really interesting.
For
things.
tech, personally for tech, I like Neowin. It's actually not bad. Tarot.com website, but I'm subscribed to that guy. Has some interesting stuff. What else? Tech Radar's good. Win Beta that became MSFT or something like that. They changed their name. It's kind of not as good as it was before for some reason. The Verge is not bad. Ars Technica also.
Yeah, Ars Technica I know.
And Blank Screen.
What's that?
Blank Screen. But at least it doesn't freeze anymore. And for very inside stuff, I like there's a ton of soccer that I follow on Twitter. There's Windows Insiders on Twitter. There's Mary Jo Foley is a really inside the Microsoft news stuff. Really interesting. It depends on what you want. You're more of gaming news probably.
Yeah.
Depends what you're looking at. Anybody just for the fun of it? Anybody? What news item? What news site of any kind are you watching for tech or gaming or stuff like that? Just out of curiosity. And what do we have here? I'm just going to go up a little bit to see what people were saying. And the current Republican plan, well,
the American president just said that the CIA system were obsolete.
Well, all I'm going to say is that you guys in the United States are screwed, so just come over to Canada. We're going to take care of you.
So what are your plans for this week?
What are my plans for this week?
Yeah, what are you doing? Well, until next Thursday.
I've got a secret meeting with Microsoft tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
That I can't say nothing about.
Well, you already
Except
said
that I went to Microsoft. Well, I'm allowed to say I go to Microsoft.
But you said it's secret.
Yeah, but what's inside is secret.
Okay, so the meeting is not secret.
The meeting itself is not.
Okay.
But what I'm going to see or do is apparently.
Okay.
And apart from that,
torture.
I was thinking, by the way, on Sunday it's his birthday.
Woohoo!
And I was wondering if you wanted to go have some lunch at Zoe.
Maybe, yeah. I'll check. I'll check.
If you want.
Yeah, I'll check with if we are doing something home or not. Probably not, but
Okay.
yeah.
So if nothing
I'll-
special, I
I'll
was just thinking. What? So you're gonna be what? 6 years old?
Yeah.
Mentally 6
yeah.
years old, and physically what?
I'm turning 25 on Sunday.
Man, 25.
25.
Who wants to go back to 25? I'm 48, so almost. And he's on the 12th. I'm on the 20th of this month. So man, if I put a picture, Patrick, if I put a picture of Donna Sarkar behind my couch, I think Tim is gonna do naughty things. TOT says, I watched Learn Windows 10 and Computers channel for info, which is my channel. Oh, man. What else do we have here? I used to watch Twit Network, but a lot, but got sick. Twit Network, what I find has lost itself. The Twit Network has lost itself in what they're doing. And I don't know why. I think it's there's just too much shows or stuff. Most of the time, what I've seen lately in all because I got bored also. I watch really quickly, and sometimes I just watch the reruns and see what was the interesting stuff. In the Twit network, what was the core information is more like talking and ranting now. It's like you're gonna watch This Week in Google, and 90% of it is, well, I did some home cooked cabbage yesterday, and you know what? It tastes super good in my smart. I got a smart oven, and it couldn't recognize that I put a steak in it. It always told me that I had some cabbage, and I didn't know how to set it up. And it was like, I don't care about your expensive tech stuff because you're a millionaire. I just want to know what is happening this week in Google, please.
Yeah.
Of course we digress from our main subjects a little bit, like here we do, which is okay. But we don't go like for 2 hours. Oh, do you have the new thermostat? The one that when you're at work, it says, oh, you're at work, so you want me to put the temperature at 64 degrees. It's like, who cares? Who cares about that? So, you know what? There's a lot of stuff. I find that one of the things that I find mostly also a little sad. For example, my favorite show, because it goes into what I do, is Windows Weekly. And I'm sorry, but if you have a live show that talks about Windows, when Donna Sarkar says there's a new build, hey, stop all the press and talk about, hey, there's a new build, because that's your core audience. The ones that want to be insiders, they want to know there's a new build. And anyways, okay, sorry, I'm ranting and getting really mad at it right now.
Okay, so on the happy side.
Yes. What do you have on the happy side?
I just bought a new video game.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Nier Automata.
Is that the one that you had ordered from Amazon with your Prime membership?
Yeah, I ordered that on Amazon, and my Prime membership gave me a rebate on it. So Nier Automata, a JRPG from Square Enix. I cannot really talk about it yet. I only played 6 hours since Tuesday, but it looks pretty cool. It's different from what I'm used to. One thing I can say about it, what I know, is that the game itself is part of the Drakengard and Nier series, which came out on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and now PlayStation 4. But you don't need to have played the previous game to play Nier Automata. It's like the story itself is independent. You might miss a few Easter eggs here and there, but the story itself in this universe is so weird and complex that even after watching videos and reading about it, I'm still not sure what's actually going on.
Okay.
And so this game is a standalone game. You can play and still enjoy it. And there are 26 different endings to the game.
Okay.
And apparently, each endings brings a little bit more to the story, and that's when you start really understanding what is truly going on. You do the
Okay.
main story, and then you redo it, redo it, redo it.
Okay.
But each time you unlock an ending, there's a new piece of the puzzle that's added.
Okay.
So I will tell you more in maybe in 2 weeks, so I can play enough, finish it at least 2 times to
Okay.
see what's going on. It's different from what I'm used to, but it is pretty cool. Up until
Okay.
now, it is pretty cool.
Okay.
Near Automata, a PlayStation 4 exclusive right now, but coming on
Okay.
Steam next week, I think. It won't be on Xbox. It's of course a full price game, so $70.
Well, that's expensive.
Uh, but it's made by Square Enix. You have to. I'm sure it's going to be a good game. Rated M for mature, because there is blood, there is harsh word, and sexual references once in a while. But it looks cool, and
Cool.
up until now,
Cool.
I'm really happy with it.
Cool.
I just cannot wait to play more.
Yeah, please. We want to know
I will.
more
I will. Hi.
when you start
And that's really cool
intensively
because
playing.
that's cool because I can play this game with original Japanese voices with subtitles. That's cool. And
Oh,
to
man.
be honest with you, when you have the options of playing both, Japanese or English, what I found out is usually the voiceover for the English version, you feel like you lost something. You're
Okay.
It's not like, American voiceover, the game is American, everything is taught with this.
Let me tell you something about that. Okay, when I watch Gonzo, that movie. Okay, of course, the original movie is probably a Japanese movie, so it's probably Japanese. They have the English voices and the French subtitles. And I was wondering because the French subtitles, when I listen to the English language, no, that's not exactly what they said in English. And I was thinking, if that is not exactly what they said in English, I wonder, is that exactly what they said in Japanese?
Well, what I'm going to say about that, when you have subtitles from Japanese or any weird language we're not used to, first subtitles comes from, let's say, Japanese to English.
Yeah.
The French subtitles are taken from the English version to French.
Okay.
So then you are really losing part of it.
We're losing a lot because I was looking at that movie and it's like, they're not saying that.
And that is why I like to play my games Japanese original and English subtitle, or even watch my anime like that, because I don't understand Japanese that much. But from what is said and how they say it in Japanese, the voice tone, the emotions in it, you can kind of fill the gaps a little bit between both languages.
It's kind of weird.
You can.
So imagine translations are like really not that great.
I told you
often.
I watched a few things that with my understanding of Japanese, I was like at some point, no, this is not.
It's like watching an American.
Translated.
It's like watching an American movie. I mean, I think if you speak English well enough and understand well enough, it's better to watch a U.S. movie in English and its original scripts and the way that the emotions and the things that come out of it, which French is not. One movie that comes out in mind, Titanic, which was one of the the movie ever, the most popular movie ever right now.
Avatar,
well, the second. One of the things I noticed in French is how the texts are simplified and kind of very very simplistic.
We French Canadians are stupid.
And no, it's like, come on, the okay, it's not that the texts are very complex in Titanic, but I mean, you know, I don't know. It's translations are always difficult. To answer Grapple Pearls, yes, VR is not in the news much right now. I think the biggest problem with VR stuff, it's not coming to everybody.
No.
Do you know anybody around you that has VR except him trying out my VR headset last week
No, I don't.
that he bought? I mean, I tested it internally at Microsoft. I can say it now because there's things that came out that
I tested at Ubisoft too.
to become popular, everybody needs to have that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Probably half of the people are like me. After 20 minutes, you get like really, you want to puke because it's just you get dizzy and everything. He doesn't. I am.
No, I don't.
So that's why he goes to these
These playtests
to La Ronde and these parks, theme parks, and I don't go very often.
About VR, one thing I know.
VR, I think it's not in the mainstream. It's not like everybody.
No, if you easily get seasick or motion sickness, you might have trouble with it.
Yeah.
But by the way,
I have motion sickness.
But by the way, one thing I know is that Valve is working on 3 full game for virtual reality. Not demos like we're seeing everywhere. Gabe Newell really said we are talking about real full games coming from Valve.
I mean, VR games, of course, that will be cool. I mean, I can see a VR game being very, very cool.
Bring me in like a universe like Skyrim or this one, Nier Automata or Final Fantasy. I'm gonna live there. I told you already. I want a dragon in my backyard.
I know you want. I only want. I hope the day that you have one, that you're gonna invite me for lunch.
If it's an online game, it's gonna be my pleasure to cook you a virtual hamburger.
A virtual hamburger.
With the
somehow that doesn't fill my tummy, but
with the mushroom I found in the fairy forest and
the fairy forest. That sounds like we're gonna go on a trip or some sort. I found mushrooms in a fairy forest, and tonight we're gonna have fun.
and the meat I got from the Gazorpazorp.
Oh man, you should have been born in the 70s. Okay, there's an interesting question here from Tim. As far as YouTube channels go, what is your first go-to channel? Is there a channel on YouTube you go that's like, I go to car crashes time, so I don't know.
No,
I don't have a YouTube channel that I really go to.
No.
It's interesting because I'm trying to build a brand with my own YouTube channel. And I think it was myself, and I don't have a go-to YouTube channel.
No, I don't either.
I would say the closest thing to my go-to channels would be the ones on the radio side. It's funny, but it's not anything bad. I have my tech channel on YouTube, but for some reason, I have a lot of difficulty watching others' YouTube tech channels. And it's not bad. It's like, I don't know. But I am on YouTube a lot. I mean, I'm a big YouTube consumer, but of all sorts of things. I can't say I've got one particular channel that I go to, really. I can tell you that. So, Patrick says, you love cats. Check out Kitten Academy 24/7 live stream. Is that, you know what? I went on the stream one night where they're taking care of kittens that were lost or something. And it was just like so cute. So, all I can say, Gripple Pearls, is I'm watching Donna Sarkar's feed every 10 seconds since we started the show. He's a witness to that. I've been watching her feed. I'm just waiting. Come on.
And
it's 6 p.m. It's 3 p.m. Pacific now. Please, let us know. There's a new build or something.
I don't think there will.
Yes, it's too last minute for not to be one. She's like, and that's why 15051 is the build of Creators Update. She's waiting at the last minute because they're telling her, look, this is the thing, the real thing. Okay? Anyways, that's my take on it.
Or don't tell them right now we don't have anything.
At 9 p.m. tonight, no builds. Oh, I'm not going to say the bad stuff. So, okay. I'm a little drunk. How many beers did I drink?
2.5. You drank 2.5.
There's 2 in there. Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah, and I drank
Wow.
a whole glass with 3 ounces of rum.
Are
and
you?
Coke. Yeah.
The crab dinner.
Yeah, I think we're due for
Crab dinner's gonna be good.
due for a little break.
So
set everything up. So what's the address to watch us at 7:30 p.m.?
At 7:30 p.m. you have to go to youtube.com/
That's your channel. Come on.
Yes, it's my channel. I haven't done a damn video in 11 months. Old Computer Museum, but museum spelled MUZM.
/live to watch us live.
/live to watch us live, of course.
I'm posting
so you can
the link
post
in the comments right now.
And
so you can
exactly that.
You can watch us there.
But there's I don't know. Do you watch a lot of YouTube?
Not that much
Not
either.
that much?
I always watch the same 10 videos.
Well,
and usually there are music videos.
I have to say one thing. I am a big consumer of YouTube, but I've got two types of video watching on YouTube. Either I'm drunk and all I want is 80s music.
I thought we were gonna say something else.
And so I'm gonna watch like 80s music clips and just enjoy that. Or I'll try to find all sorts of documentaries. Recently, there's a channel that's called something like Academy Learning Channel or something like that. And they have some amazingly cool HD videos of everything that has to do with space, with the universe, and they have interesting facts. I learned some really cool stuff. I learned this week, you know what? The universe can go faster than the speed of light.
Technically, yes.
But it's the universe that can go, not the light, but the universe itself. And they were saying that the farthest galaxies we can see right now are actually going farther than the speed of light.
Because technically, when you look at the expansion of the universe, let's say just at the point of the Big Bang, everything's going at the speed of light in both directions. So technically, from one point to another, it's going faster than the speed of light. Technically.
Yeah, of course. Well, at some point that has to happen. So, really, interesting. Danny Shortwave is the same as me. It's the music videos and documentaries. There's so many documentaries on YouTube. I'm amazed at that. The number of documentaries, and also the fact that like Discovery Channel and all these channels don't really care about copyrights. There used to be a channel. It's sad that it's gone because I understand why, but there used to be a channel that had all the Mythbusters episodes.
Yeah, I think.
And I watched like half of the channel, and the next morning I woke up and I clicked, and it said, "This channel is gone from copyright infringement."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Well, there aren't that many Discovery Channel stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe less than before, but there is some. There's some stuff. I'm watching, but I also watch documentaries. I'm watching a really hard documentary on Netflix right now. It's a documentary about Nazis and how they conquered. And it's very very hard because you see the real hard stuff of people getting killed and everything. And I gotta say, you watch one episode and then you just have to take it easy a little bit because it's really hard. Another documentary that I started, and you should check that. It's Oliver Stone
Okay.
rewrites the history of the United States of America.
Oh gosh.
And you know what? No, it's actually very good because he takes real facts and real things of what's happening. He starts at World War II,
Mm-hmm.
but adds the little things that nobody ever talks about that happened also at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting. You know what?
Well,
I at first I looked. It's like, oh, it's the history of the United States. It's not that the United States is not cool, but you're a Canadian.
well, you know,
When you're Canadian, you don't want really, you want to know the generally, like everybody, you want to know generally what happened, but you don't necessarily want to know the story behind a specific country.
and even so, we always get the story of the winners. We don't hear about the losers.
And that's the thing. The first thing that he says in this documentary is he quotes Napoleon that said that the history, is the lies that everybody agreed upon.
Mm.
And when I listened to that phrase, I was like, oh man, that is so exact. History is the lies that everybody agrees upon.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't agree with that, by the way. He says it in his documentary, but it is interesting. It gives us another look and another view of the United States of America. And you know what? I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm going to watch everything. It is interesting. It's well made. It's narrated by Oliver Stone. And it's pretty cool. I got to say, I'm into documentary stuff. I wanted to watch X-Men, the latest X-Men Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And I started watching that, and it's like, oh, the hell with X-Men Apocalypse. I want to know the history of the United States now. But it is kind of cool, It's kind of cool. So, hey, in about an hour's time, we'll be retro gaming.
Yep.
Really?
On what already?
Really?
Which console?
On the Atari 1040 ST.
Atari 1040 ST.
Yeah, it's a brand new type of computer that runs Windows 10.
Oh, yeah.
So, I am the kind of guy that is very scientific. I am the kind of guy that is, thanks to his scientific mind, very open. Meaning, the truth isn't out there like this. We have to,
I am the truth.
I'm going to tell everybody that tells me, do you believe in God? I don't believe in God. But I have an open enough mind to say that there might be something I just don't understand and don't know right now. And this is not bad. The chat room didn't do nothing because, like, the cat just walked on the keyboard. So you wanted to say hello again before we stop.
Wrap it up.
So, okay, one last thing I got to do is check Donna's car. I'm obsessed.
You sometimes do that?
I'm obsessed with Donna's car.
Is there anything?
There's going to be a build. I'm sure this is too long. There's going to be a build tonight.
Oh, well. We'll see later.
There's going to be a build tonight.
No, there won't.
Yes, there will.
No, there won't.
I'm going to announce the retro gaming stuff. It's not the place for that, but hey. So, yes, open-minded people, that's very important. What do you think about that? Open-minded people. Everything in life with terrorists, they don't have an open mind. Nobody that is extreme has an open mind. Open-minded people is the best that can happen. Hey, well, you know what? We've had an average viewership that was the strongest of all the shows we ever did.
Truly? Cool.
Yep. We went up to 27 at one point.
Oh, didn't see.
We held at above 20 for quite a while.
Oh, cool.
And usually at this time we're like at 6.
Yeah.
So hey, take care everybody. Already, hey, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yes.
Man, that's incredible.
Already.
Take care everybody.
See ya. Have a
See
nice
you
week.
in 1 hour at the youtube.com/Old Computer Museum, MUZM, and Atari 1040 ST. We'll be playing the World Games from Epics and competing in events that are amazing that we have no idea how to work. And we'll take a little break, an hour break, where we are going to eat some delicious and very healthy craft dinner.
You want to eat the box? It's probably more healthy.
Yeah, you know what? The box is probably more healthy. At least it doesn't have fat. Well,
there's a lot of fiber, though.
It could, and we don't know.
But there's a lot of fibers.
Good night, everybody.
Take
care. Merci, Gabriel.
Un plaisir.
Thank you very much. We are here every Thursdays.
Thursday, yeah.
4 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 hours Universal Time. And hope you guys enjoy.
Take care.
Take care, everybody.